after kind of having a weekend off, a little bit
It's good.
refreshed?
I think the trainings have been sharp. You know, I think we're into it. I thought today's training was sharp. Yesterday we wanted to go a little bigger, get everybody back into it. Today we wanted to go a little bit smaller and tight, you know, do more things in front of goal, and I think we got that accomplished. So it was good.
What do you think this bye week has provided you guys?
I mean, obviously it's given a few guys some time, you know, to come back off maybe some injuries and stuff like that. But more so than anything, you know, just being able to take a little bit of a mental break, you know, over the weekend. And, you know, I think the guys are mentally really good right now.
Given that you guys got all this rest and stuff, do you think it came at a good time, or would you have rather kept playing so you guys could have kept that momentum going?
I think, you know, we hadn't lost in a while, so I think it's always good to keep the momentum going when you're in that situation. But I try not to think about it that way because it is what it is, and there's nothing I can do to change it. And that's when the league gave us the bye. You know, we initially, you know, you try and change some things, and once it doesn't get changed, you just move on. You accept it, and you move forward, and you make the best of it.
With only 2 matches left on the regular season schedule and knowing that you only need 1 win to lock up the playoffs, what does kind of that knowledge do to these players as they prepare for this weekend?
Well, it's like I said the other day, we want to get as many points as we can, and so it's not about, okay, let's wait for the home game or something like that. We want to go down to Houston and play well. We know that they're a team that's, you know, needs to get 2 wins to be in the hunt, so we know the game's going to take maybe a certain shape or form because of that. But, you know, we want to be playing well, so we want to go into Houston and play well, because for us to advance in the playoffs at some point, we're going to have to go away from home and play well. And, you know, that's important for us, too, to establish ourselves again that we can play well on the road. You know, we did well in Vancouver and won. You know, we went to Kansas City and drew. I don't care what the lineup was. You know, we drew the game. And we need to go on the road again and make sure we come back with a positive result.
Stephen said he was almost surprised by how good Chad Marshall looks out there. Is he coming along even maybe a little bit faster than you might have thought?
Not than I thought, but I'm always optimistic. So, you know, our trainers are more pessimistic. That's what they get paid for, and I get paid to be optimistic. You know, so I think, you know, his progress has been what I've expected. You know, he's making good progress. If anything, we're holding the reins on him more so than anything right now, just to make sure we don't, you know, do something silly. But, you know, I expect him to be able to participate in more things tomorrow. He participated in almost everything today. Expect him to participate in more things tomorrow.
Do you think he could be available this weekend in Houston, or might it be a little bit too soon?
No, definitely. I think he could be available.
How about Nelson? How is he doing?
Better. You know, he took part, you know, at the beginning of training today. You know, we want to be a little more cautious with him because his is maybe a strain, and you want to make sure that doesn't get worse, because sometimes it feels better and you push too hard, and so we want to make sure we don't lose him for an extended period of time, so we might be a little more cautious with him.
Compared to sometimes in the year, is it kind of nice to look around and not see as many injured as you guys have at times this season, especially the time of year it is now?
Well, we've had more injuries. You know, I mean, everybody in the league has injuries, you know, and everybody's going to say, hey, we had the most. You know, we're not trying to say that or the other, but I think we've had injuries to significant players. That's caused us to, you know, to change our lineup at various times, and we had significant injuries to the same type of player, same position, you know, and that's what really hurt us in that period of time. So when you lose a number of players that play the same position, you know, then it attacks your depth a little bit more, and you want it to be stretched at that moment. So you know, so having more guys healthy right now than injured is a good thing.
And can you kind of speak on Gonzo and Ozzy and what they've been to you guys over the last 2 years, especially when you have more depth now at center mid with Freeberg coming back, but what those two give you and how that's evolved over the last 2 years?
I think all 3 of those guys are important players for us. You know, I mean, Pineda is a guy who's a consummate professional. When he's on the field, he's focused in the game. Him and Ozzy have a good relationship together, you know, and they talk a lot during the games. You know, Alonso, you know, has had a little bit of an up and down season because of the injuries and so forth, but he's an important cog to our team, and Freeberg is another midfielder who gives us that energy and maybe finds those forward passes sometimes a little bit quicker. So everybody brings his own unique qualities and abilities onto the field, but I'm comfortable with all 3 of those guys.
Clint back out at training for the first time. Any lingering effects you see from his time with the U.S.?
No, we just wanted him not to go full into training today. We did a regen with him yesterday, and today we wanted him to get through what he got through. We didn't want to put him into the last game. I mean, he played 120 minutes, a couple of nights ago. So we wanted to make sure that we didn't push him tomorrow. We'll see more from him.